If you see what's on the screen, you know. You already know. We're back at it again.
And if you can hear the video, I probably sound a lot better this time.
Yeah, what happened? What'd you do different this time?
Well, see, I almost never have my microphone plugged in because I always have my drawing tablet plugged in. But, you know, now that I heard myself, it's like, you know what? I better take out the old snowball. So here we are.
Ah, I see. So we just want to make sure that Jack Russel, whatever it may be, we got to give him the best experience. Because what we have today is Chapter 9, Fire Temple Battle. And I know
Part 2.
I've been eagerly waiting.
We had a cliffhanger last time. Now we got the second part, you know.
And it already looks to be a letdown, so I can't wait to jump right in. Jack Link entered the door to the second fire temple. It was full of lava and fire and other stuff. He drew his shotgun. Okay, I guess it's 2 separate words this time. Great continuity already. It's action time, he said, and started shooting down bats. Can we please get the ice beats? I still want to know where they are.
I still want to know what an ice beat is.
Well, I'll keep an eye out for it. Then he used the freezer that I guess he carries with him.
He put them in the freezer.
He put them in the freezer to freeze.
These will still be good later.
No, it gets even more stupid. Ready? To freeze some of the lava so he could cross.
You ever just put lava in the freezer?
This is, yeah, I feel like this is some kind of Minecraft logic. He made a bridge past all the boring poozles and got to the island in the middle. He's still salty.
No, actually, fuck him.
He's still salty about the puzzles. It's like the whole point or something.
You can tell like he's played Ocarina of Time and he gets stuck on the puzzles and he gets really mad.
He has to go on Game Facts. He's like, "This stupid me use bomb.
How was I supposed to figure that out?"
Stupid game designers. And got to the island in the middle of the fire temple. He cold. See what he did there? Because he's got a freezer. See a lot of enemies from he. So Jack Link got out his Gatling gun and shot them all down. More came down the ice bridge and he killed them too. Then a blimp came with many enemies. It was a fire... Of course it was. What was I expecting? It's a fireproof blimp. So Jack rose it. I'll leave you to your imagination on what that means. And it crashed into the fire lava and went boomed.
The Hindenburg is just freezing over. Oh, the humanity.
Oh, the meta-humanity. Then a fire warrior came with giant flaming fire swords that made the air around him ripple with the heat. For those who are paying attention at home, all 2 of you, you should know that this is the fire dancer from the fire temple, aka the actual mini-boss he was supposed to fight, not whatever the fuck the jack-o'-lantern was. We're probably never gonna know what that was.
That was just it was just Halloween when he wrote it, that's all.
Yeah, what a dick. Jack Link blocked the swords with his ice swords, but the melted. Damn, heat make cold not work, Jack Link said. Fucking Cro-Magnon. Ha, you are weak, Jack Link. Now, by my sword, I will kill you. Jack Link fired bullets at the fire guy, but it bounced off. I hate when that happens. I am bulletproof, Jack Link, he said. Jack Link dodged his attacks, and the fire warrior destroyed the ice bridge. Then Jack Link used freeze throw. Oh, so I guess he got rid of the freezer he was carrying. But that didn't work. So he turned his Missile Luch on it, cause it is heat-seeking. It hit the fire warrior, but no effect. Then the fire warrior used homing swords. Keynote for anyone trying to become a writer: punctuation is very important.
Also spell checking.
That would also be preferable. That were like a boomerang. I'm going to assume that was intentional, considering Jack Link just fucks every chapter. That was probably a good joke.
Yeah, he hasn't found a strip club yet. That's weird.
I'm sure midway through. Would come back. Yet Jack Link dodged and then had DI. I know, he said. So he used Plam's rifle and railgun. Huh. Weird. He knows what the Chekhov's gun is. This actually got paid off. Huh. This injured the Fire Wartor, but then he stated destroying the island so that Jack Link would burn in lava. That pesky lava, it always gets you. The fire was burned, but the Plumsa fought back. Hell yeah. There was a famous painter padding the battle, and it was almost too much for him.
Wait, what?
There was a famous painter padding the battle. And apparently that was almost too much for Jack.
So Da Vinci just happens to be into a... Da Vinci just happens to be in a volcano where there's also a strip club, and he just happened to be there to paint a battle between Jack Link and the Fire Dancer, was it?
Yes. I'm sorry, were you confused?
I don't know, like, that's actually like Chris Chan levels. Like, that's just a stupid fucking joke.
For the sake of our audience, we're going to assume and move on quickly that he was referring to the Phantom Ganon fight because it takes place in a portrait.
We will not be moving on quickly. We will be not moving on quickly because now I want to propose to you an oil painting of Jack Link fighting a monster with machine guns.
Can we commission that? Would someone do it? Would you do it? I wouldn't mind.
Are one of the two guys here an artist?
I hope. We can ask around. Please, if anyone's watching, all two of you that aren't us, let us know if you can do that. We'll reach out to you. He was painting Jack Link battles. Oh, no, there you go. You were right. It's literal. So all the realm would know about how cool he is. Fire Wartor was strong, but so was Jack Link. Oh, then we got an imposter here. Jack Link used the Master Plumsa on maximum power, and it made the Fire Wartor really made. I have no words. So he used ultra moves. You remember that? Remember when he put on ultra mode? It's coming back on Jack Link and killed him. But Jack Link had tricked him and only put a wax modal filled with Plamza boobs that explode. When would he have gotten the time and resources? And
don't question it, because clearly he has like the capability to carry miniguns in his inventory.
The only thing that's really disappointing is that he doesn't elaborate on like what kind of bust we're working with, like C cups, but you know, knowing Jack, probably D or further. It was a long and tough battle, but Jack Link managed to defeat him. One more mini boss to go. Why is it just an ensemble of mini bosses? Does he know that standard Zelda formula, there's only one mini boss per dungeon? Like, that's generally how that goes?
He knows there's 3.
Whatever. Knowing Jack, he probably didn't play through the whole temple. I wonder why these have been so hard, Jack Link said again. That 'cause you missed one of the other temple weapons. The 3-thrower wasn't the real on, it was a second one, Anouk said. Finally.
Can we get that line again, but with a voice more akin to Yuma?
That 'cause you missed one of the other temple weapons. The the freeze-thrower wasn't the real on, it was a second one,
Anouk said.
And that's probably the only Anouk line in the entire chapter, I imagine.
He's got to get his one and done, you know? He doesn't want to pay Anouk too much for the time. Finally, that fiery is being useful for once, Jack Link thinked. So he he's a spiteful prick. Not that this is really a surprise to us 9 chapters in. So he locked around the fire temple and found the Ultra Extreme Gun. It had several cannons and launched projectiles that went off with the force of a nuke, but not as big of a blast range. These were like mini nukes. This is a gun, said Jack Link. So what the fuck were the other previous guns? Not guns by that classification?
Those were fairy tinker toys.
My brood could not hold to the life to the fullest minigun. Then he got to the point, you're telling me there's a point of the story, where he was and found a ravine. How the fuck did he spell that right? He crept along the ledge and saw Skellington Hedge at the bottom. I eat diamonds for breakfast, said one. Will I eat them for lunch, said another. I like them for dinner, said a noter. How about not all, said Jack Link, and fired ultra bombs down the pitted. This calls in.
Wait. Were they taunting him, or was that just a regular conversation to them, unbeknownst that Jack Link was even there?
You mean they were just like casually talking amongst themselves?
I think they're just casually talking in the break room, and then Jack Link just blows them up.
This guy's eavesdropping, he just drops in, literally.
I think I just pooped myself.
I think I just pooped myself. This caused an avalanche, and he had to get out of here soon. What? Jack Link escaped just as that park collapsed. I'm glad he must have, Googled what is the final Ganon fight like, and he saw the tower collapse sequence and went, I'm gonna put that in my story. Then he saw the final Minboos. It was a fireman. It was a firementor. Excuse me, I apologize.
Just a reminder, I don't have the text in front of me. I'm just hearing you pronounce things and they get me.
And then in post, I put it up, yeah. He was pepired, though, as he had the Ultra Gun. Everyone just, has those on their person at all times, especially in an active volcano. Jack Link fired the Ultra Gun, and the Minter used Fear Hammer to cause an earthquake. Then Jack Link dodged this, and it hit in head. This injured it. Injured who? Don't know. We'll probably find out in the next sentence. Then he fired again. Then the Minter got mad and used explosive hammer throwing.
Oh, he's fighting the Minotaur.
Yeah, the good old Minter. He's a fire Minter, too.
Fire Minter.
Gee whiz, how exciting.
Sounds like a piece of gum.
Sounds like Big Red knockoff.
Ooh, Big Pink. It's the only gum with the breath-freshening power of ham.
Which hurt Jack Link. It didn't hurt him, but it did hurt him. So Jack Link used Heiming Lutra shots. His patented favorite move. Then Minter went charged at Jack Link, but he dodged. So the Minter made a giant pit in the ground, and it was like the part in Lord of the Rings when Gandalf from the Balrog in the pit as the fell.
It's funny he says that. I was imagining that scene when he was killing the skeletons in the last chapter.
As we all know, Jack is a avid Lord of the Rings fan. I mean, we've seen his other fan fiction.
Lord of the Rings, Fatal Glory.
I will actually link the trailer down below. I was negligent in the last few parts to mention this, but Jack Russell has a YouTube channel.
Did he make his own trailer?
He made a trailer, from my knowledge, which I will link down below. The Minter was hitting Jack Link with hammers, and Jack Link was using Ultra Rays. He's not going to elaborate on what those are, so that's okay. We can always assume. The world fell sealed to see such an epic battle take place.
It's gibberish.
It's word vomit diarrhea. Jack Link used power attacks. Just throwing adjectives in front of the word attack doesn't make it a new thing.
I will use power attack.
He might even use mega power attack if he's feeling so. You never know, it's whatever he's feeling like. And injured the Minter, and the Minter made a would it kill you to spell giant, right? Giant floating hammer to hit Jack Link, but Jack Link replayed it using the Ultra Gun. Two things. A, he either meant repelled, or B, he literally meant he replayed it, like this gun has the power to temporarily go back in time.
That's what I was thinking. Like, is this from some media? Ultra Gun?
I'm gonna do a quick Google search in post.
I feel like he's just pulling it out of his ass.
I mean, this is the same author who used Gald, and I had to make sure. Sure enough, Merriam-Webster proved me wrong. It's a real word. The Minter gasped. He has the fire weapon, the Minter said with ore. But I will still keep fighting. The battle was long and epic. And if he tells us it's long and epic, then who are we to question him? I'm inclined to believe him.
I just realized he's just fighting the Balrog. He knows what that is, but he said Fire Minter.
Good point, yeah. I guess he doesn't know people are gonna know what that is, so, like, later on he made sure to include a little footnote. Hey, Lord of the Rings. I don't know. Imagine Jack Russell thinking that his audience isn't intelligent enough to read his stories. Then Jack Link wondered aloud,
why is this in the fire temple? It has nothing to do with fire. These artifact in temple make no damn sense.
Jack Link said aloud.
I think it has a fire setting,
said Anook. Wow, Anook got 2 lines. Woohoo. Jack Link found that setting, so I guess she just didn't see it earlier, and used it on the Minter as the Minter shot an Ultra Fire Ray, his most power attack. The shots met in the middle, both opposing each other, but Jack Link had used the Fire Mode, the Ultra Gun's most powerful setting, and it beat back the Minter's blast, setting both shots at him.
No! Just wait till you see the final boss, Jack Link. Then you'll be scaredy.
Just wait till you see us in the Shadow Temple.
Wait till you find out about my brother. The Minter yelled, shouted.
I hope we don't ever find out about his brother.
It would actually be, on one hand, it'd be great if that paid off. Like, could you imagine several chapters later? But on the other hand, yeah, no, it'd be better if it's a mystery. And encolded. Mm-hmm. That's what the fire gun does to people.
If you can't take the heat,
Jack Link said, and put his sunglasses back on.
Get out of the kitchen.
That's pretty good.
Thank you. I wish I wrote it. He then walked away from the explosion, not looking back. Man.
That's how I imagined it.
Just how I pictured Jack, you know? He'd be too cool to look at explosions.
Man, that was almost too easy. Where is this final boss? I beat there a pushover too.
What's scaring me is that I'm getting better at using his words, you know? Like, instead of having a stroke, I'm kind of like processing what the author intended.
You're just destroying your own brain and vocabulary.
I don't know if I'll be able to make it to part 10. Only time will tell. Then the wall, which had the booze door on, exploded, and there was a...
It's like a cartoon. He doesn't need the boss key, it just blows up.
I'm glad you actually knew what he meant by booze door. I did not know what the fuck he meant by that, because he said it a few times. Yeah, I guess context is really important here. And there was a room full of lava and gold and treasure. There was also a giant cybernetic dragon, which was like Smog if he was a cyborg and even bigger. Oh, you're gonna love this line. You ready for this one?
How big that actually would be. Alright, come on.
I am the final boss, Jack Link, and you will never defeat me,
the cyber dragon said.
Bring it on,
said Jack Link, and he lit a cigar. To be continued.
Oh wow, it's not even finished in this chapter.
Before
we have like a whole paragraph on the giant, the Gaint Fire Minter.
It was important that we devoted a large chunk of the runtime to the Fire Minter and the fire gun and the Ultra Rays and the whatever the fuck rays he was talking about. I lost track. Before we... Oh, go on.
This is what I just genuinely don't understand, is why he, like, introduces all of these, like, dumb, like, and then the Fire Bats showed up, and then he killed them too. Why introduce them?
Maybe the anticlimax is, like, subversion, you know? It's going against your expectations. You think they're gonna play a role, but they're really there to make Jack Link look cooler.
I'm convinced these fanfics would be funnier if he actually tries to do puzzles, but they're really stupid, because everything just like, oh, he shows up and then he kills that. It's just, ugh, my god, again.
And you know what? We still haven't seen any fucking ice beats. What was that? You can't just put that expectation in viewers' head. Going back to the Chekhov's gun, do you know about Chekhov's gun? Do our audience know?
Is that like if you bring something up, it has to pay off?
Yes. It's the idea that you know, it comes off from the writer Chekhov, and if you say that there's a gun hanging there in the third act, it has to go off. Otherwise, you're wasting the reader's time.
Maybe we'll get some, yeah, imagine that, waste the reader's time in a Jack Russel fanfic.
Yeah, right? The average runtime for these videos are like 15-20 minutes, and that's mostly because we're trying to comprehend what we're reading.
And I will say this, I think these are funnier when he's actually not going off the script of Ocarina of Time. I was enjoying it when he's just going around blowing up factories. Because at least we were getting somewhere, but I don't know where we are in this. Like, we're what, almost halfway now?
Oh, we got a few, like 2 or 3 more to go. Yeah, just about.
You think when he gets to the mini temple, the ice temple, you think he'll just be like fighting like all these ice creatures with a flamethrower?
I'm sure. In fact, you know what? Prediction time. I believe that at some point, I'm not sure where, Jack Russell's gonna go, I gave up on the game. He's gonna go back to just completely derailing the story. And there's probably
he's doing a piss poor job of this already. He skipped all the other temples.
Exactly. Like, if he's not going to hew to the source material, yeah, just go off on a tangent and keep doing whatever the fuck you were doing before.
You know what the other temple he's talking about? He talks about the Shadow Temple, which means fire and darkness. Cool. That's what I think.
Yeah, I believe he probably mentioned the Shadow Temple. In the last chapter, we theorize it might be because they take place in Kakariko Village. I think what realistically happened is that's probably as far as he got. So he's like, you know, that's probably the last dungeon. Well, quickly before we give our thoughts, synopsis on what happened here?
I have a better idea than what happened here.
Okay, what's up?
Because what happened here is we know there's a volcano with a giant cybernetic dragon, a strip bar, and a famous painter.
Right.
But I want to propose to you an idea.
Sure.
What if we go on to Spark Notes and make individual chapters for this fanfic, and we fill up the analysis and like themes section?
Oh my god. So you're saying we straight up just take notes on every chapter and compile them?
Yeah, like we actually like try to like take out all this unnecessary like analysis and like, oh yeah, this is clearly his the fire represents Jack's rage.
To quote Bert Kazuma, I'm game.
All right.
Well, I think that's it for this chapter. We're gonna come back in the next chapter and just give you a laydown on what we thought about this once we have our Spark Notes in front of us.
Yeah, once we finish the Fire Temple arc.
It's an arc now. Well, thank you guys for listening. If you liked it, you know what to do. If you didn't, I don't care, because we're enjoying ourselves. Kind of.
Are we?
Well, that's what we have to tell ourselves.
Prediction, one of us will die.
All right, we'll see you in the next one. Hopefully, we'll still be alive. Until then.
Bye-bye.
Take care.